Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the DownAir podcast. I'm Dev, and I'm joined by my co-host Cube.
Did you think we were gone?
Robbie.
Did you like it?
And a special guest, our friend Jake.
Who's that?
Oh, it's Jake!
Hey,
You know,
Shake.
from school.
Jake, what did you think about the season finale of My Gym Partner's a Monkey?
Not enough of that one character.
All right, yeah, perfect.
Can't
Thank
remember what she was.
Did anyone in the episode
for that thing?
in the episode of My Gym Partner's a Monkey where the school is filled with asbestos? Did anyone else think that the asbestos looked like good and like wanted to eat it?
No, because it didn't look enough like the cotton candy that my school had in the walls.
Not as good as the paint chips.
Oh, the wall
Alright.
candy. Okay.
When's the paint chip episode of My Gym Partner's a Monkey?
Probably right after.
Right after we're done recording, they'll announce the new season.
It's coming. I could feel it.
Actually, we're
Like
excited to announce
podcast for that thing.
We're excited to announce a new episode of My Gym Partner's a Monkey being released tomorrow. Mark my words.
Mark my words. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. We're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
After a good long time between recordings for episode 12, about 6 months, the DownAir podcast has returned. As we promised, this is Smash is out, but we're not done talking about it. But there's also plenty of other things to talk about. For instance, a couple weeks ago at this point, we had E3 2019.
Woo!
not even a couple. Just it was last week.
It was last week. It ended. It was over last week. So, as far as Smash news goes, there was a bit. There was
some.
There's a little bit.
I don't think
Yeah, a little bit.
It was okay. So the Direct started off. The Nintendo Direct started off. Once again, they love doing this. They started off with a Smash reveal, a character reveal, and long awaited, long anticipated. You cannot believe that it finally happened.
You know him. You love him.
They announced the hero from Dragon Quest coming to Super Smash
it's
Bros.
not just Erdrick. Hey,
And it's not just Erdrick. It's the Luminary. It's that other one. It's the green guy. And it's Erdrick.
Where?
And don't forget the other one's little friend, Munchie.
Munchie the hamster.
Munchie. Actually, yeah.
I will only.
You can't
use that
forget
skin.
Munchie.
I will only use that skin.
But no, like actually for real. Let's talk about Hero.
You can see our first impressions from when we did a live Twitch reactions to the Smash Bros. Reveal and the entire Nintendo Direct. I'm gonna force Dev to play a clip. Here's a clip of us first realizing that it is the hero. The first words that leave my mouth upon realizing the name of who the character is oh god damn it. And I think I went on to say, quote, it's not even the cool one. I think I remember saying it's much worse than we ever could have imagined.
It's worse than we could have imagined.
That's what you said.
I'm very excited for everyone who's a big fan of Dragon Quest. I want to get into it someday. Did they really just have to call him just Hero?
I think
because it's yeah.
Isn't it a case of where like some of the characters don't actually have names?
I guess, yeah.
There's that because like a lot of the characters you name yourself.
I think they'll do a thing like Olimar and Alf. Like they'll have names for all the alt costumes, but they won't necessarily.
But you see, but actually, there are screenshots of Hero being played, and
she's called Hero.
They're just called Hero.
Okay.
And then when some kid gets the game for the first time, he's gonna go to it, and Xander Mobus is gonna say Hero, and he's gonna think, "Oh, this guy's the main character." Fuck all these other guys.
The main character of Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
Isn't Kirby, by the way?
He's gonna pass right over Mr. Game & Watch.
Dude,
It's
we've
gonna
got
be weird if
Hero,
you're
and then we've
playing
got
as,
Joker
like-
from Batman.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird if you're playing as like one of the alts and you're you're fighting against Kirby and you suck it up, and it's just the Luminaries hat.
I have to imagine they have that accounted for.
What does Kirby turn into when you get Bowser Jr.?
I think he gets.
He gets his little cloth thing.
The
handkerchief. But I don't know if it's different for the other Koopalings.
What if when Kirby swallows the hero, he gets like a little slime on top of his head?
That's what I was. That's what I was
perfect.
thinking. That'd be good.
Yeah,
I'd be into that.
That is the best route to go.
100%.
But yeah, no. This was very much a. Like, I feel like there are a lot of videos that came out after Erdrick. I'm gonna keep calling him Erdrick.
Yeah.
After
NX.
Hero. after hashtag Nintendo NX was announced. There were a lot of videos that were like, in defense of Hero, and stuff like that, where it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, you really don't need to defend the character being in Smash.
There's a reason this character's
It was the same thing that I said when we were talking about Cloud getting in. Like, Dragon Quest is the third most influential JRPG series, like, in Japan.
Yes, it is.
Only behind Final Fantasy and Pokemon,
I think,
two series that are also in Smash Brothers.
I think what also softened the blow for me was like the idea of Erdrick getting in was like, okay, Erdrick, I've only just heard that name because of like people talking about Smash Brothers.
These leaks,
but like,
right.
But like, it was also Erdrick, and then the one from the newest game, and then like two of the other really popular ones. So it feels like we like with this Dragon Quest character, it does feel like we're getting 4 new characters. Which that feels good. That makes me feel like I'm getting more than I asked for, which I didn't really ask for anything to begin with.
Yeah, all those skins are unique.
They're great looking too.
They're really nice looking, and just seeing the character in motion, and then also seeing like the stage and whatnot. Moveset, that character is absolutely a like Dragon Quest love letter.
Yeah,
they have an MP bar, which. Come on. Come on. Put him in.
Like 4 different spells for each of their specials, and that's hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah, I really want to see how the like spell menu. They have a fucking menu for their spells.
I wonder how you can like switch around from that.
Yeah, I really want to see how they play, but it's a lot. That's like I said before. That's very much a Dragon Quest love letter character, and looking at that and seeing how much they crammed into that character, it's really like surreal and kind of jarring to look at Cloud. like what the heck?
Yeah. Hey, so let's go around the table. How many songs do you think they get?
1
more than Final Fantasy, because I think that has more to do with licensing than anything else.
I'll go next. 1. They will get the main theme that you heard in the trailer, and that's the only song that will be in.
That's kind of what Robbie said. Here's my prediction, my exact prediction. We're gonna get 6 songs. 3 of them will be the regular. It's going to be the main title theme. It's going to be the battle theme. And then, like, a boss fight theme. Or maybe, like, the overworld theme. They are all going to be the same MIDI file songs that you've heard across every single Dragon Quest game. Koichi Sugiyama, you hack fraud.
You are a hack.
Retire.
Retire, bitch. And then the other 3 songs are going to be those same songs again, but it's going to be the orchestrated versions.
Yeah, that I will
makes sense. I definitely can say there's not going to be any remixes.
There are not going to be any new remixes.
Yeah.
If there is a new Dragon Quest remix and it's not from something else already, I'll eat my hat.
Yeah, that's a fucking miracle if that happens.
Yeah, Persona got it good. They got lucky.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I started out like a little bummed with the reveal of Hero, and then I came out of it a fan. Like I'm excited to see when they come out this summer, and I'm excited to give them a try.
Yes.
I kind of have to agree with Robbie. Like, I went in thinking, we knew, we kind of expected this, unfortunately, through, leaks and stuff. So I kind of knew that character was coming. But you go in and you kind of get more than what you expect through all the alts they're giving. Yeah. And I came out appreciating it more because of that.
Yeah. Also the fact that they got a trailer, because Joker really didn't get a trailer in the traditional sense. They got their Persona 5 styled brief little animated thing, but I hardly call that a trailer compared to
it was done in the
Joker?
No, he didn't get a CG
No, Joker
thing.
didn't get a CG trailer. His was done in the style of the Persona games.
And I assume that's all just because he wasn't ready when they announced him.
Neither did fucking Little Mac on a fucking 2D cartoon fucking thing.
Yeah, but he was ready.
But I like no. No. But yeah, the trailer was cool. Hero's cool. I'm excited. Let's go down the line. Skip everything else that happened between this announcement and then the first announcement and then this announcement. They did it again.
Robbie, do you believe in the value of the Fighter's Pass?
I bought the Fighter's Pass.
Okay.
At the reveal of this next character, I purchased the Fighter's Pass.
So they did it.
Man.
They did it again.
They did.
The direct before the last one, before the final pre-launch direct for Smash Brothers, the big one where they started out with the reveal for Simon and Richter Belmont for Castlevania joining Smash Brothers, and then the same one where they announced Chrom and Dark Samus, and then ended it with the reveal for K. Rool. Yes. They did it goddamn again.
We did almost shot for shot the same
also shot for
or
shot.
A banjo in this case.
Yeah, for actually long awaited, long anticipated, never thought it would happen. Banjo and Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie are DLC fighter number 3. That also you can watch our reactions to on the YouTube channel. We are definitely more emphatic and enthusiastic for that trailer.
Oh yeah. I have never watched a trailer in my life where I broke down in an uncontrollable fit of sobbing until that trailer. That broke me.
We were howling.
We were howling. You could see as soon as the Jiggy flying across the screen, you could see Robbie throwing his headphones.
I couldn't believe it.
Onto the floor.
I could not believe it.
I could not. I said it in the video. I could not believe what I was looking at. Not only just the music, the stage, just the character, but then also the splash screen at the end where it said Super Smash Bros. Ultimate X Banjo-Kazooie. I was like, bro, what the fuck am I looking at?
Never in my
It's been over a week and I still can't
fucking
believe it.
It was the trailer for Banjo-Kazooie was everybody was talking oh, Banjo's finally home, da 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 da, and it's I don't necessarily agree with that viewpoint just because they're still owned by Microsoft. But
yeah, they're not. It's not like they're quote unquote free.
Seeing Banjo and Kazooie interact with Nintendo characters, and then finally the last shot of Banjo trying to get back on his feet, and he's like, "Oh, help me out, Kazooie!" And then he gives a big thumbs up, and in the background you see all the Nintendo characters jumping up and cheering and cheering at at these two characters, because when you're an outsider looking in, who the fuck are these characters? But if you've grown up with the N64 and you've when you think N64 Nintendo, you think these characters, you think Rareware, you think Banjo-Kazooie, and you think of their home on Nintendo 64, it really that shot solidifies the feeling that Banjo and Kazooie are finally where they belong. They deserve to be with all of these other Nintendo characters.
They do. Yes. Interesting tidbit. I know in the States that the title for the actual Banjo trailer is called Best Friends.
Yeah.
But in Japan, it roughly translates to welcome home.
See, like that, like that, like pushes that feeling. Like it really does.
It
Like
does.
they might not be here forever. Like they will. This is probably going to be the only Smash Brothers game, if there's any in the future. When Sakurai was saying characters that are getting in now, you'll probably never see them in Smash Brothers again.
No.
This is a
This
character
now or
that
never.
really does feel like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We will probably never see this character.
No.
again.
Yeah, like
Sakurai's gonna have
lockdown.
to convince me that I need another Smash after this, because I don't think I do.
Yeah.
Like lock down your copy of Smash Brothers Ultimate after
I need
after
a
this is
physical
done,
copy.
because you need to make sure this shit lasts.
So it does, in this sense, it does feel like a visit, but man, Banjo being in Smash Brothers, it feels like he has like really come home for vacation, and he's like, hey,
it really
I'm gonna be here. I'm hanging out with everybody. Let's have a good fucking time, and I will. Like, thank you
my God.
for.
Yes.
We've all said it. We've all been like, I can't believe this is happening. I want to thank whoever made this possible. And it's like it really does feel like the culmination of
a lot of
years of like.
I've wanted this
fucking
since
93,
Melee, man.
like,
It's been
Absolutely.
It feels
insane.
like the culmination of all that time. We waited, we made jokes, and like here it is, finally here. Flesh and bone Banjo-Kazooies and Smash Brothers on a Nintendo console.
and they look like they belong. Like they're everything you want to talk about, like love letter characters. Like in our reaction, literally being able to look at their moveset and point out like, oh, okay, so Banjo's side smash is the Breagle Bash, down B is the grenades and all that stuff. Like shot for shot, being able to pinpoint their moveset as being so faithful to those games. It's fantastic.
Yes.
absolutely.
The music is great.
Like Grant Kirkhope.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started.
It makes me so happy that he
Grant-
gets to
Oh man,
be involved.
he kept his mouth shut for months.
How?
That
That is
motherfucker.
a hell of a secret to keep.
God, but going back for a second, Banjo and Kazooie, they've never looked better. Like,
Yeah, there's like
if you actually pull up the render, like the high quality one, you can see they put so much detail into it. You can see the scuffs on his belt buckle.
This
Yeah,
bears in
like
4K.
Yeah, like how? And yeah, in many places now.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's we're gonna keep saying it's unreal, like even after the character is out and we are playing
I
as
still
them.
don't fucking believe it. I still don't.
I was saying it's been over a week.
I have my background. Like you guys have been talking about where your background was the shot in the K. Rool trailer where it's K. Rool and Donkey Kong trading blows in the air. My background since the reveal has been the like Banjo peace sign picture.
Oh, dude, you too?
At the end, yeah, that has been my background.
Dude, you
And
too?
That's
every
wallpaper
day.
bait. It really is.
That's wallpaper bait. That's thumbnail bait because that's gonna be the thumbnail for this episode.
It's a photo mode.
Like,
But yeah, like that has been my wallpaper, and every day turning on my computer and looking at it, I'm like, bro, what?
fucking same, dude.
What?
Like, take this into consideration for a moment. I mean, it's kind of easy to forget this now that Microsoft and Nintendo are a bit more chummy than they used to be. Microsoft is technically still a console like manufacturing competitor with Nintendo, yet
Yeah.
their characters in Smash, the character that they bought from Nintendo, basically to keep them away from Nintendo, they've changed their tune so much to the point that they're willing to work with them. They see profit in that, and that's applaudable.
This is the first, like, even with Sega and Sonic and like Capcom with Mega Man, this really does feel like this is Nintendo and Microsoft. Like with Sony, like the only character I can really say is like, oh, that's a Sony character now, is like Joel from The Last of Us. Like,
Yeah,
every
like-
other character has like like it's Square Enix with Cloud or like Konami with Snake. Like they don't really feel like they own them.
Sony's exclusives have all gone away from them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
but,
just
like,
heavily associated with PlayStation.
with Microsoft, it's like Minecraft, Master Chief, and fucking Banjo. And like
Yeah.
Banjo is really the one where I feel like that is unfortunately now a Microsoft character. So like now that like he's here, this feels like a big fucking deal just on that front alone.
Yeah. It's like if Sonic were still like owned by a Sega that was still making consoles, but obviously it's not.
If the
it's comparable to that.
Yeah, if it were if they were still tooting the like Sega like Genesis does when Nintendo don't sort of like attitude and stuff. Like if Sonic were in, we would be like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
To be fair, I did feel that way when he was announced for Brawl.
Oh yeah, no, like even still, because that was a big deal.
Totally.
Where it's like, oh my god, Sonic's in Smash, and then like the trailer, and you go, "Showtime it." What?
That trailer never translated ever. It still blows my mind.
No, they never did translate that.
They really did. Just you can read it.
The language is universal.
Big news.
Yeah. I wonder that was 2008, right?
Yes. Don't remind me.
What, the trailer or Sonic?
No, for the Snake trailer, because I was trying to think
2006. That was 2006.
Oh wait, no, because they oh fuck, you gotta be. Oh my god.
We here on the DownAir podcast do not like to acknowledge time as important as it is.
Yeah.
Right. We're fucking old.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's talking about the parallels between the Banjo trailer and the K. Rool trailer, like the same sort of just love that they have given to a not necessarily forgotten but like kind of neglected character.
Right. They really couldn't have done it better.
Such that still has such ties to Nintendo, and no matter how like long it's been.
I say it was smart for two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One, because you can play on the fact that the Donkey Kong characters were also created by Rare, and it's like a reunion.
And
second, it saves on money and assets on having to make a bunch of other stuff for another trailer when they can reuse it and still make it just as effective.
Yeah, like it is definitely. I agree. I think it was definitely both those things where it's like, hey, this is another longtime Rare character coming home to Smash Brothers.
I think it was effective because like when they make these trailers, they make it for the fans of those characters. So like, Donkey Kong fans love to see K. Rool come back in that way, where it's like, here's all the villains of Smash Bros. And Donkey Kong, where's his villain? Oh, here he is. And then like in the same way with that, you kind of get that expectation where it's like, okay, it's gonna be Donkey Kong again. So like, I'm a Donkey Kong fan. I'm a K. Rool fan. I love Donkey Kong Country. Who made those games? Fucking Rare, baby. That was a Rare trailer. You start out with the Donkey Kong, like same shot from the K. Rool trailer, and it's like, oh, they're gonna announce another. That's what I initially thought.
Donkey Kong character? Like, is it gonna be Dixie Kong? Is it gonna be Funky Kong? What's happening? And then you see the Jiggy fly across the screen. It's like, oh, this isn't about Donkey Kong characters. This is about Rareware, baby.
This is a Rareware trailer.
And also like that like those frames of animation of them just being absolutely hyped, going crazy for it.
Yeah,
that is an eternal GIF now. That's not going away.
It is.
Not gonna lie, when I first saw the villains, I was like, oh, it's Pokey. And then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, they're not gonna do that. It's Blood Falcon. And like
oh no. Oh, buddy.
No, it's
fuck. Don't put that in my head, man.
Hey, I am the #1 Blood Falcon aficionado. I'm the stan that you'll see. The Echo Pass is coming. Blood Falcon will be the first character announced.
Hell yeah.
Listen, at this point, the gates have been cast. We've said this with K. Rool.
If Banjo and Kazooie can get into Smash Brothers, anything is possible.
Who the hell is DLC for?
Yeah, and actually, it's good that you bring that up, Q, because I almost want to just like get a PSA across.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought too. Is like, yo, if Banjo-Kazooie is DLC 3, who the hell is going to be DLC 4 and 5?
Yeah, I'm baffled on what's left.
I feel like that's really dangerous. Like that's a dangerous thought process.
It can't be anybody.
Like this might be the peak.
Yeah,
it might be.
Smash
peak. Rarely ever ends on a big note. Like they usually blow their load before that.
Because, like, you think about the K. Rool reveal, it's like, yo, who's after who the hell's after King K. Rool coming to Smash Brothers? It's like Incineroar and Ken as a Echo of Ryu.
Well, like
And
Those are still good characters. Like they're great and they're fun to play.
And also there were like external factors.
No, and listen, hey, I get that, but the fact remains that that's the order in which those characters were announced.
Yeah.
So there's no saying that couldn't have happened again for DLC 4 and 5.
Right.
So it's just that usual thing you hear of just like hype responsibly, but also obviously this is a podcast that was started about Smash Brothers speculation. So
yes,
I guess it's maybe just be the pot calling the kettle black.
So okay, here's what you do for DLC 4. You do the exact same thing. You have K. Rool, DK, Diddy, Banjo-Kazooie all in the house.
Yeah.
And they go outside. And
I will say I don't think we're ever gonna see Banjo-Kazooie in another Smash trailer.
Well, no, hold on. You see them. They go look outside. They go, "Who's that?" They see
Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Well, no,
Our old friend.
Well, no, you see a Mii Fighter disguised a bad, shitty Mii Fighter disguised as Doom Guy, and then a frame later, you hear a shotgun cock.
No, and then they freaking cut open with a chainsaw.
Oh no!
You see the Mii Fighter, and then it switches to like the Doom like first person like HUD.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
So I think this would be a fun time now that we're talking about characters that we think are going to be next. I think it would be a fun opportunity to bring up our previous episode, which was confirmed $5.99 Smash.
Yeah.
Which for Cube, I believe it was Steve from Minecraft,
Yes.
Doom Guy, and Banjo-Kazooie. I think that was Cube's.
Yes.
Devs was Airdrip.
I said
Banjo-Kazooie,
I said Airdrip, Banjo,
Chibi Robo, and Goku, but Kid Goku.
Kid Goku, yes. Which I mean, I'll take Airdrip as Kid Goku, I guess.
Close enough.
Here's your L. And then mine. It's okay. My L is coming up. I got Heihachi, Mike Jones, Banjo-Kazooie, and then my last one was 2B from Nier Automata. And now that Airdrip is in, I don't think we're getting another Square Enix character.
No, we're not getting another Square.
You're not getting another Square.
One thing I want to say before we drift off that topic, I think it is actually pretty hilarious and shocking that we not only have K. Rool, but we have Banjo in Smash before Dixie Kong.
Yeah.
Like, I thought she was a shoo-in.
When they
she's
said
a
Echo
perfect
Fighters,
Echo,
I was like,
at
oh,
least.
she's in.
Yeah, like
Not even that. Like,
they really
she
need
was
to.
planned for Brawl.
Yeah.
She was
was
she
in
barely
Blast.
missed the boat for 4 because she wasn't in returns, and like, no Echo Fighter. So like, she's just got fucked every single way.
They need to announce that Echo Fighter DLC.
Okay, no, you just wait. Her and Springman, they were a little late, but they're going to be in Smash 6.
Meh.
Yeah, they'll be in Smash 6 when everybody else is fucking gone.
Yeah.
I think if we're getting another Namco character, we'll almost definitely get Heihachi. I still think that's a lock.
Yeah.
Heihachi makes
think-
sense. The only way I could see it not being Heihachi is if they want to not use the character because his Japanese voice actor passed, and they want to
That's-
maybe use someone else.
Yeah,
I
think
mean, Banjo-Kazooie have the lines that they've been using since the N64.
You know they could get away with that.
But that's I feel like, see, that kind of ends up being like almost like a like cultural thing, because that was definitely when the Japanese voice actor for Colonel from Metal Gear Solid passed away. Kojima was like, nope, I'm not using him. I'm not putting that character anywhere anymore, because it was like, that's my friend. I'm doing this out of respect.
Yeah.
So I feel
you're
like
right about that.
So I feel like, the fact that he was, because he was also the voice for Incineroar.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
the fact that they were able to get those voice lines out, I'm surprised. But I feel like anything after that, I'm not sure.
All right. When Kazuya gets announced, Heihachi will be in.
Yeah.
There we go. I could see Kazuya.
Lucky Chloe.
Oh, you know what? I take it back. Heihachi, you're gone. Kazuma Kiryu, you're in.
Yeah,
That's
there we
that's
go.
gonna
There you go.
be our next Sega character, Kazuma Kiryu.
Yeah,
There we
Joker does
go.
not count.
How do you guys still feel about your confirmed $5.99 Smash now that you know about Banjo
I mean,
and Air Jerk?
I can see Steve.
Who did I say? I said Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo and Goku were your two
Chibi Robo's not happening.
Man, I'd settle for an assist at this point. Like, I just want him.
anything.
I just want my son.
You got a Mii Fighter costume.
The Mii Fighter
It's like
costume
a
came out, and I'm
big
like,
ass
Spare
character.
Koichi? Like, I need more. Like, I need
It's just so relatable.
He was the first to know the spirit.
That's right!
Like that fucking means anything.
Announced directly at
The
Dev.
first fucking thing they did with that trailer, deconfirmed Chibi Robo. You know who doesn't have a spirit? Mike Jones, because he's in, baby. Woo!
His hope and optimism.
Unfortunately, Goku does have a spirit.
Yeah.
from the Famicom Journey to the West game.
What was it? The spirit's like Goku and Girl. Like that was like.
Yeah, it's Son Goku, and I forget what the name of the
It
girl
was
is.
a very important distinction to make.
I could bring up my list of characters that are spirits in the game that aren't Mike Jones if you want me to.
Well,
all
this podcast will take 5
1,498 of them.
Because I have it. Hold on.
All right, so
No,
this is
we're-
part 1 of
No,
episode 13.
No, we're good.
Hold on.
We're good. No, we're not gonna hold on. So I don't think she.
Oh, no, now I can make it.
The game Soma Bringer? The game
Yes.
Telro Boxer.
Tell
The
her.
game
That's
Glory of
that's a virtual
Heracles. The game Cold Sept. Yakuman
Those-
Nintendo. And Nintendoji.
Nintendoji. That was a 3DS game, I think.
No, yeah, we all played that one.
What was Cold
You know the
Sept?
one.
That's a long running like Japan series.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been
What was
the most
Yakuman
recent.
Nintendo?
I don't know.
I think
I
it
don't
was
have
like
all
you
the
could play
answers.
Mahjong on the DS with Mario.
Who the fuck?
Mike Jones is in. He's in.
Oh,
That
He's in there
confirms it.
somehow, and that's good.
I've
So
never been wrong.
Chibi Robo isn't in. Kid Goku is still going to be my long-standing like prayer. But I understand
love
for several reasons that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel all right about. I don't know what I feel all right about now. I can't predict anything. I can't.
I could never ask Sakurai for anything else at this point. I
I-
got my like number one like character I could ever want. But if you put a gun to my head and say you have to pick another one, I'd do a solid for my friend Dami and say Wonder Red because he really wants that character.
Oh, Wonder Red's good.
I'm down.
They
They finally announced Wonderful 101 for Switch and stop
Yeah.
hinting.
Fucking please do it already.
Cube or oh no, this is Dev's bingo board. We could bring up your bingo board if you want it for some characters that you wanted in.
yeah.
Why not?
Sans?
Singapore time.
Cool.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Sans is in.
Billy Hatcher,
Sans is DLC number 5. Billy Hatcher is not getting in.
Captain Toad,
In anything.
Captain Toad is not getting in.
Almer Salisa.
Almer Celica, we're not getting another Fire Emblem character, and I hope we're not getting another Fire Emblem character.
I guess Gen 7 trainer would be in Cinema. Rex.
Yeah.
You want Rex in?
No.
All right, and then Max Brass was your.
Yeah. If we're not
Please.
getting Springman, we're not getting Max Brass.
Unfortunately.
And you had Bandana D as an assist trophy, so die.
Because I didn't think he would be a character.
Yeah, but
He
you
got
go,
the biggest
Sans
insult
would
of
be a
all.
character, God damn it!
Yeah,
You
he
have to
did.
evolve a Waddle Dee to get
Well, Sans
Bandana
isn't
D.
like a rando enemy.
Let's see. Cube. You had
Hit me.
you had Rayman.
Hey, eventually. Still got
Sora.
a chance. I
I
don't want Soul.
hey.
I don't want it the way they
Whoa.
Banjo is in Cube. Banjo's in.
Hey, take this into consideration, boys. We have a Square rep, so is Disney. They could work around
There-
that.
There you go.
Yeah, and I still don't think Nintendo
That's
has
the
Disney
only way
money.
I want Sora in.
Uh,
The
Yep,
only
he's
way
gotta
I
be
want
the
Sora
Disney
in
rep.
is the way
I don't
it
think
costs
not
way
only
too
do I
much money.
not only do I think Nintendo doesn't have Disney money for Sora, they absolutely don't have Disney money for Goofy and Donald Duck as well.
I don't think they have. on the real, I don't think they have money for Banjo-Kazooie. I think there was some backdoor shady deal that happened.
Yeah.
You also said Wonder Red.
Yes.
Steve, you still think he's got a chance?
Yeah. I think we could get a second Microsoft character. Minecraft is big. It's
Minecraft
big.
Minecraft is big. I could see it being in Smash in capacity.
Think about
That
this
phone
for a
game is gonna
moment.
blow up.
They ported Minecraft to the 3DS.
Yeah.
they did.
Nintendo is
on the
up
Wii
there
U, the
with
3DS, the Switch.
You also said Master Chief. You still think he's got a chance with Steve?
They said I do want to point out I think it was an interview with Phil Spencer where they were talking about the process of putting Banjo in Smash, and he literally said we're not talking about Halo's Master Chief here as far as characters getting in Smash. So I just want to let that ruminate.
A sad violin starts playing.
You also said Crash Bandicoot.
It still could happen.
I
wish.
think Crash isn't impossible. Especially with Banjo-Kazooie, and also how, like, the Insane Trilogy and also Crash Team Racing being on Switch, I don't think it's impossible.
There's two things I gotta say about Crash. He's got a bigger Japanese, like, fan base than Banjo does.
That's true.
But
change the boxes for him.
Insane Trilogy bombed in Japan.
Really?
Oh.
Yes.
Man, that sucks.
It bombed over there. So
I
don't know
do you think if they
still got Crash Fever or not.
If they put Crash Bandicoot in Smash, do you think they would make the Japanese trailer different so he looked like that cutesy box
I
art
think
version?
that they would make one costume the American Crash and the other Japanese Crash.
I would love that.
That'd be fun.
You also said an ARMS character.
Yeah, we know how that.
And finally, besides Banjo-Kazooie, which you did get, you also said indie rep.
I did. We got Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
No, you said as a playable character. I just want to...
Oh. Nope. Who is?
Who else?
All right.
I misunderstood what you were saying. Well,
here's mine. Check it out.
Okay. All right.
Heihachi.
I remember.
Heihachi, still think he's got a chance. Gino. Now that we have Airstreak, we're not getting Gino.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna take a step back from that statement. I feel like even if we didn't get Airstreak, I don't think we were getting Gino.
No.
Maybe
I think
time.
Square's the one stopping that one from happening.
Let's see. I also said Mike Jones. He's in 100%. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Okay.
Dixie Kong Echo
No
Fighter.
doubt.
When that Echo Pass comes out, she'll be in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm remembering all the pictures you used.
Blood Falcon Echo Fighter.
Yep.
Echo Pass. He's in.
Yes.
Does anybody know what I meant by 2 Ryus by any means?
So we talked about this as we were going over the bingo boards live, and you were like, I don't know. I put this down and it makes sense in my head. I don't know what I was talking about.
That could mean like Ryu clones or like what, Ryu Hayabusa.
I feel like at that point, because I think you initially said like I was thinking maybe like Evo Ryu or something like that, but I ultimately decided like I would give you Ken as 2 Ryus by any means, because technically he's a clone and he's an Echo Fighter of Ryu.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Well, in order to get that, I would need Minecraft Stage 5th rep for Metroid and Ingopolis Square, so I'm not getting any of those.
Damn.
Or alternatively, Pokefloat's King Hippo, Professor Hector, and unique Break the Target stages.
Yeah.
We didn't even get Break the Targets!
We didn't even get Break 4.0. 4.0. Wait,
it's coming.
They waited until 3.0 to put Stage Builder in.
It's coming.
You know what? No, Banjo's gonna have its own stage for Break the Target. It's gonna be the fucking Freeze Easy Advent Calendar.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
it's gonna be the beginning of Nuts and Bolts where you just run in a straight line and collect the chickies.
You're really like you're a big like they give you the mushroom right at the beginning.
Yes.
You move real slow. For Banjo, now I can get bingo if I get E1M1 as a stage.
Oh fuck!
Mike Jones playable and a Drake Redcrest assist trophy.
We kind of shot for the moon.
I feel like all of these were. Who didn't think Break the Targets was gonna get who thought?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Fair point.
So yeah.
You thought.
Jake, what do you think? What's your confirmed $5.99 Smash? Who's the next 2 characters?
Oh goodness. Let me see. I was actually discussing this with a friend the other day. If I had to guess what the next character would be, and this is just purely pulling this out of my ass nonsense, I think a Resident Evil character is likely.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
October after. I think Banjo might come out around September, and I think October would be a good time to reveal the next character, and it would fit around that month. Plus, there was the Resident Evil games they showed in that last direct, which this is just me reaching, but it kind of reminded me of when they spent some time on Dragon Quest the previous direct, and look where we are now.
You're right.
My question is, I just don't know who they'd pick. It would either be like Leon or Jill. I don't see them picking Chris.
I think
Leon.
I think we'd get like a Dragon Quest like Olimar and Alf situation. I think Leon is like the character they show, and then like they show him in his RE2 outfit, and then he's got another outfit where he's in the RE4 coat, and then he's getting overrun by zombies, and then a rocket launcher comes out, and it's Jill Valentine, and you get her Resident Evil 6 costume, and then you get her like classic like RE1 outfit.
Yeah, the
Nice.
MVC2 classic.
Yeah, I think that would be the way you do it. Because with Resident Evil, like I think that is a really fun wealth that you can go down.
Definitely.
I think Leon's forward tilt being like a knife slash would be really fun to mess around with. And then you got
some real good throws.
And then you got
all
the throws would be great. Like I think Leon is a very, very fun choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Resident Evil's or Biohazard, both. They're big franchises still left that I could see fitting in Smash.
We're close to like now with like RE5 and 6 coming to Switch. I think we're close to having every single Resident Evil on Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
We're gonna
we are.
We're gonna have after I think it's missing Resident Evil 3.
I think 2 and 3. I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the remake
like,
isn't on Switch, but I feel like that's a matter of time.
2, 3, and 7 are absent on the Switch.
No. You could play 7 with the cloud gaming.
Yeah. It
that's on Switch.
Counts.
You could buy that game on Nintendo Switch.
All right. In Japan,
it's technically there
where it matters.
As for the last one, it's a toss up. I'm torn. I want to say it could be Doom Guy. Like a Doom Slayer.
I was about to say Torn, Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Rip and tear. Didn't even unintentional. But
Rip Torn
if not Bethesda, if they're not going to get them involved, and let's say they went with another Namco character to even out the whole me costume theory thing, as much as I would like Tekken, my gut is saying like Dark Souls. Like Artorias or the Chosen Undead or something like that.
And so here's what I'm gonna say: another Namco.
Solaire?
You talking about Namco? Bandai Namco. They publish all the Dragon Ball games.
Right,
Goku.
Okay. All right.
We got Erdrick. That's the best we're getting.
Piccolo's in, baby.
Put in Sif. You put in Sif, but he's the size of a regular dog.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Doom Guy is a pretty good lock at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we've heard it from so many different people.
Right, and like there was an article. If I could find it, I'll post it in here. But it was an interview. Somebody's interviewing Bethesda, and they hinted that Nintendo talked to them about Smash. I think they were just blunt and said, yeah, they have, but didn't go into it. Mm-hmm. There's been hints and stuff. And I could see Doom Guy. That's where my gut is kind of like leaning towards.
We talked about it on an episode before, but we were all saying like there isn't really like a very solid first person shooter rep. So yeah, I think
like
would even it out.
It's funny to think Banjo's technically like the first sort of like FPS kind of character because
Samus,
of fucking Tui
for Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
You can aim in first person in Metal Gear Solid.
Or hell, even Duck Hunt, if you want to count that.
Duck Hunt is a first-person shooter.
Duck Hunt is the first-person shooter.
It's the first.
Yeah.
Good choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and also
Nice.
just as far as like, for Doom Guy, like at this point, there's really other than just it didn't really work out. Like, there's no real logistical reason why he couldn't be.
Violence.
Oh, no.
I guess.
I mean, if Nintendo went out of their way to work with like
side
Rare and
special,
Microsoft,
he wields a gun.
They could
Bayonetta.
totally work with Bethesda. It wouldn't be too hard to work.
I
with
think
another
like
Western
you could
studio.
totally make Doom Guy like an E10 character.
Yeah.
Oh,
think
no
it's-
doubt.
The entire concept of Bayonetta.
The gore mostly comes from the demons, not Doomguy himself.
One of,
so
one
it's
of
easy
Solid
to tone him down.
Snake's throws is that he snaps your neck and lays you on the ground. So, like,
It was a lot more explicit in Brawl.
yeah.
They're a bit more lenient now too. Now that Joker's got a gun,
Yeah.
so
He
like
has Joker has a gun.
God.
Yeah.
On the room.
I think Doomguy has a chance. I think that's all well and good. I'm really excited to see what 4 and 5 look like as far as
it could
DLC
be
goes.
anything, and I would be hyped. I'm just so happy.
So those were of two. Those were 2 announcements at Nintendo's E3.
46 minutes on that.
Alongside,
Damn.
alongside quite a couple of other stuff of things to talk about. So figure we could just run down and talk about some interesting things that were announced during the Nintendo Direct that weren't Smash.
Yeah.
As we promised, we are now going to branch out and talk a little bit more about like Nintendo things in general, and
just as a warning, we are the smartest Smash Bros podcast. So now that we've like we're going a little bit out of our wheelhouse here. We are now the smartest video game podcast.
I thought you were gonna.
Yes.
I really thought you were gonna lean in the other direction. You were gonna say we're the smartest Smash Brothers podcast, but we're the dumbest Nintendo podcast.
Quite the contrary.
Don't you forget it.
We will never get anything wrong ever again.
We're geniuses.
We're geniuses.
Jake,
Congratulations on being a genius now.
We don't stop being geniuses just because we're talking about other things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, Nintendo at E3, Nintendo quote unquote winning E3, so on and so forth.
They did it. They won.
Yeah.
We started out with a great. They started out with a big announcement. Doug Bowser.
Yeah.
Is in Nintendo.
Bowser.
He got his. He had like.
Yeah. They
did a lot more for that than I thought they would, and I'm happy.
Fans could tell this is Bowser.
He's great, even from far away.
What are you doing here? Not that way.
Out.
They work with the restrictions they have.
Are you guys?
Yeah.
Restrictions being translators.
We get that a lot.
Hello, everyone. It is Doug Bowser. I love the joke from the Easy Allies podcast where they were like, they were talking about whether or not Doug Bowser will make a Bowser joke, and Ben Moore says, "Look at that guy for 3 seconds. He had the Bowser joke the second he got hired at Nintendo.
Like literally,
he had a council meeting on what the joke will be like, what the budget is for that joke, who they can bring in for that joke, if they need to set aside any funds. They had that joke in a writing room for months.
Yeah,
That joke needed to be approved by every board
Yeah.
member of NCO.
there was literally also just the fact like, will Doug Bowser make a Bowser joke at E3? A Bowser joke was made before the man was even president. Reggie made a Bowser joke.
Congratulations, Doug Bowser. We love. I can't wait to see what you do there.
I mean, he did good.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty good first E3. It was definitely
Good
there was a
presentation.
lot more character to that direct than there has been in a while. Shoutouts to Doug Bowser. Looking forward to future Nintendo Directs. The big things that were at this E3. We got Animal Crossing. We finally got our first look at the new Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch. Animal Crossing in New Horizons.
Oh, that's great.
It looks really good.
I can't wait to play it this year. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
to play
it's-
this.
Wait, you
What-
didn't.
what-
Oh,
Oh.
Hold on.
They had to-
I'm getting a phone call. Hold on.
okay. No, it's okay.
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
I'll wait.
Yeah?
I'll wait.
Okay, I'll tell them. That was Doug Bowser. He gave us a
Oh.
call. He wanted to let us know that it is not coming out later this year. It's coming out in March of
2020. March 3rd, 2020 is
Is it
when. It's March 3rd.
I think Yep, they had a specific date for March, which is nice.
Yeah.
That was Doug Bowser outside my house with the motorcycle.
Yeah, he was like, "All right, good. You got it right. I'm out." But yeah, so a small delay, not like a. What were they saying initially? I mean, initially they said like they said spring. I thought this year at first.
They just said 2019 in the reveal last year.
It was 2019.
No, you're right. It was 2019, and then there were a bunch of leaks that were saying like, "Oh, it's coming out in April,ch no, it didn't.
No.
Yeah, come on.
So yeah, they were
Too
just saying
soon.
9
2019.
months.
So yeah,
we gotta wait.
9 months. But hey, I mean, take your time. Especially
take your fucking time.
Especially in with all of the stuff today, like working developer, like working conditions and whatnot being as hot button of an issue as it is. Take your time. I'll hopefully still be here to play the game when it comes out.
I think April. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking March, April is a good time to release that game. Just because, like, if you were to release it in 2019, you know that you won't be able to get it out in time for summer and possibly not even fall. And that Animal Crossing is not a winter game. Not just because, like, you can't release it at that time, but physically how the game is created, you're going to be setting the date and time to winter. So, like, you won't be able to go, like, getting bugs or, like, fishing. So, like, I think holding off, even if the game is very far along, I think holding off and, like, getting that, like, March, like, that spring into summer release date is smart for the game, and I think it'll review better because of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you think, like, there are people who do that, who just set it to the wrong date on purpose?
Well, not exactly, but
like when it comes out, not just like, oh, I want to get all the bugs now, so I'm gonna set the fall. Like, I mean,
of course, people will do that because they want to get 100% as quickly as possible. Like that's kind of how that game is created, where it's like, it's not any longer because they did announce that like save scumming and time traveling might not be in the game. But like with New Leaf, I definitely knew people who are like, oh, check out this winter event, and a lot of people are like, shut the fuck up, like I don't want to hear about it, don't spoil it, I'm waiting.
That's yeah.
But yeah, specifically with this, if they want that game to do well, I feel like a game set on a tropical island would kind of be bad to release during the winter. Like I don't think anybody would really find too much enjoyment out of that. I would much rather you play the game during like the nicer times of the year than like cold winter.
Yeah.
Totally. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I agree. I forget when the actual when the fiscal year starts.
Good question.
But that's I feel like it's about like March or April, so I feel like that's a good.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I do feel better once I got over the initial shock of like, oh, I gotta wait another 9 months. I was like, I don't really want to play that game fall coming into winter. Like I do want to play that game when it's nice out.
Like, it looks like this. It looks like leaps and bounds over like the previous ones. Like I'm watching the trailer right now. This looks like PS6 graphics.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's so good.
It has the one thing that I was asking for when it comes to Animal Crossing. I didn't want like anything drastic. Only thing I wanted was more than 4-player online, and I'm getting it.
Yeah, 8 players.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
Nobody's left out.
The one thing
that's great.
I really, really, really wanted out of Animal Crossing, like more than anything, was just the ability to pick up a rock and put it somewhere else. So when the Animal Crossing character took out their shovel and they dug a tree out of the ground, I'm gonna be moving rocks everywhere. Because New Leaf was great. Those public ordinances were like my favorite fucking thing. Like putting a bench in just a part of the town and like being able to walk over to that bench and just fucking chill. Like now the fact that I get like even more town customization, like it's not just your house this time. You get to put furniture outside, you get to make like a campground for yourself. Like it looks like there's actual like not like the level of like the Sims or like Sim City terraforming, but like you are able to move things around and really gets to take control.
You're a landscape.
You definitely still have to deal. You probably still have to deal with like whatever generated like island they give you.
And
But
I'm okay with that. Yeah,
but
that's cool
like,
by
yeah,
me.
I'm saying like within those restraints, it seems like you have pretty much like domain over just about everything else.
Yeah, which is great. You get to make little paths, like it.
You make little paths and
crafting.
The interview where they said, like when villagers move in, they will tell you like, hey, I wanted to put my house here. Is this okay?
Cool. Good. Yes.
And you get to say yes or no, which I definitely, for the people that play Animal Crossing and who want that extreme level of control over their town and whatnot, this is definitely like this is what they want.
My only two big hopes for the game. I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan, so I can actually talk about. We could make the fucking dig down podcast or whatever the fuck. But like, I am like super. I really hope that like you can still get like town NPCs in the game, because I love the town in New Leaf. Like I liked the dream place. I liked the club. I liked being able to go into all those stores and get all those different things. So like when I see this game, it's like, this is cool, but where do I buy shoes? Like we're on a deserted island. Where do I go to get my hair done?
The way that they were talking about it, it seemed like it kind of suggests that as your island evolves, that kind of becomes something that you have the choice of bringing in. Where it's like they were talking about like, if you decide you want to make your island more like, a traditional like Animal Crossing town, then you can have Isabelle come in and kind of fulfill those same sort of roles, or you don't have to. But I have to imagine it's a similar thing with like shops and stuff.
Because putting down Brewsters in my town was fucking deplorable. That was like, it is this big fucking like sour point on the map that you have to just plop it down in a random place, and nobody can move there, and you can't plant trees around it. And like, that was so disheartening to ruin my town with a fucking Brewsters. So I hope that like either the island is like humongous, like you could make a shopping district on your island, or there's like there's a top part of the map that we're not seeing, or like it is a deserted island and you're surrounded by water on one side, but on the other side there's like a traditional wall where the campgrounds are, so that you can do the
you could probably
RVs, like,
or there could even like, you could just go like inland maybe and just go on a boat.
Maybe there's something like that. I hope.
Yeah, like you go to the shop island.
Yeah.
You just go back to the mainland where everyone else is like, where are you going? Like, what are you doing all the time?
And my other hope is that not only do all of the original villagers return, and something they did in New Leaf was they added all the ones from the bonus games, like the Animal Crossing E+ series, like they added all those in with that update. And then all of those amiibo ones, like having Pig Ganon in my town was so awesome. Like, that was rad. I hope that they take that concept and go like 100 miles for it. I want a Captain Falcon. Like, I want that Falcon.
Oh man!
Like, I would.
There's a Falcon, just a Falcon named like Douglas.
Yeah, like a Douglas Falcon, and he's got the helmet
cheeky.
on.
I like that.
He's like a preppy jock. Like, I would love if they did that, or like even go further with it, because I know you got that amiibo. Give me like a hedgehog, a blue hedgehog.
Oh my god!
Please,
oh god!
I really hope they take that concept and go a mile.
That would be
that was one of my favorite
funny
things they added to New Leaf. Those are my hopes. I'm sorry I talked about it for fucking 3 hours.
It's fine.
No, it looks, like I said, it looks good. I'm looking forward to it. March, like everybody's saying now, it's like, oh man, March, we gotta wait. Like, I feel like March is gonna be like that. Like,
yeah.
It's gonna be like no time at all.
Yeah. Once like it's January 1st, 2020, that game will come out immediately.
Yeah. And there's gonna be other stuff coming out throughout the year to kind of fill that hole.
Once Banjo drops, I'm gonna be doing nothing else, so like time will just fly by for me.
I will go quickly once Banjo's out.
So speaking of updates for announced Switch titles that we're anticipating, we put down Luigi's Mansion 2 on here. Good game.
Might as well be.
They announced Really. No, they had a segment for Luigi's Mansion 3. We got a second look at that game, as well as some Treehouse footage of it. That game looks amazing.
It looks way better than they first shown it off.
Yeah.
They really improved the way that game looks.
The way that game looks, it looks better to play.
I'm really happy with the bosses they're putting in it.
Yeah, me too. More character.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I said initially, when they showed that trailer and stuff, I was saying, this is gonna be the best of both worlds as far as Luigi's Mansion games go, as 1 and 2, where you have those boss ghosts from 1, and you have that personality, and then on top of that you have the liveliness and amazing animation work from Next Level Games.
Yeah.
That game looks like a dream. Not only just
Absolutely.
The graphical improvements that they did, because it does look much better than when they showed it initially, but any animation that I had a privilege to look at, it is so buttery smooth. They've got IK animations at the wazoo, just all these different things of Luigi leaning, and all these different environmental reactions that Luigi has, where he stiffs up when he's scared. Oh,
this has been cooking in the oven for a while, because
they
were teasing.
that was the other info drop, is that Luigi's Mansion 3 started out on the Wii U.
They were teasing his Poltergeist, his new one, back in the Simon trailer, way before we even knew 3 was coming.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I appreciated the trailer because I was like, oh, this game looks way better. But when they were talking about it after the fact, during the Treehouse with all the interviews, and all the devs got to really talk about it, they were like, yeah, we heard all of the criticisms about Luigi's Mansion 2.
Luigi's Mansion 2!
And
they were yep.
It's super zoomed out, and it's super linear, and all the ghosts are unoriginal, so we're just fixing that.
We're just making a better game.
They were not easing up on it. They were like, no, we heard all the things you hated about that game.
Yeah, we
heard. That feels so good coming from a Nintendo game. That feels great.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is it was going to be Dark Moon 2.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah,
I don't think Dark Moon was bad. It
wasn't bad, but it was definitely
a handheld Luigi's Mansion game.
It's
just what I want was another
right?
tech demo.
You're craving Luigi's Mansion and you get Dark Moon. It's like a different meal.
Yeah.
I want to see him kick up that dust, and it's gonna look great.
So, I read that and I was like, that sounds awesome, but can you really prove it? And then during the Treehouse, they were showing this one floor that you go to where you talk to this crying director ghost, and he's like, I can't direct my film without my megaphone. And then you go through all of these different passageways and go through TVs, and you find his megaphone, and he's like, oh, thank you, Luigi, you're perfect as the leading role. And then you are a giant kaiju in this big city, and you're fighting a ghost with a dragon head on. I was like, this is a Luigi's Mansion 1 fight? I'm down, baby.
Yeah,
it felt.
Nice.
I saw that. I was blown away. I was like, "This is the sequel I wanted. This is what I forget. This is what I wanted."
In the first trailer for Luigi's Mansion 3, did they show Guigi?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on that.
They were like,
No,
that was Guigi, because Guigi was in the 3DS one.
He was in the 3DS.
Yeah, he was in that.
He was in the 3DS Luigi's one remake.
Yes. So that was the big thing, is that Guigi is in Luigi's Mansion 3 in a big way, where he is part of, you control Guigi through
They've
mind melding
more confusing over time.
Luigi transferring his consciousness to Guigi and visibly entering some sort of fugue state when he takes over Guigi.
Something about that too in the treehouse that they talked about. I was worried Guigi was just gonna be like, oh, it's just regular Luigi, but you have powers, and it's gonna be an annoying thing you switch to. But in that boss fight I was just talking about, the dragon-headed ghost spit fire, and you had to blow back the fire. fire as Luigi and then switch over to Guigi while Luigi's doing that in order to push it back even farther. And I was like, this looks fun as fuck.
You
like
do the
that,
father-son
yeah, like I was saying, I said that during the treehouse thing, where it's like, this is literally like Luigi and Guigi shooting back this fireball is just Gohan and Goku like, now!
I have done that fight in Final Fantasy 14.
It's so good. That
also
the game,
just the honestly the thing I'm most excited about for this game.
Yeah,
the Scare-Scraper's back, baby.
Yeah, do you want to talk about
Yeah.
Luigi Mansion 3 being the best of both worlds? Scare-Scraper is back
With
and it's
wired
going to be
connections.
and it's going to be playable this time.
Great.
It's
players.
Like it's 8-player too, right? Because like 4 people could be a Guigi.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so fucking good. I'm so excited.
It looks like, I mean, this is a good thing when I say it looks like Scare-Scraper. Like it's back. It's going to be like, it's just inherently going to be a better time because of the console that it's on.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly.
it was a good idea. It just, like, it was maybe a little too early.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks great. Did they give a release date? I don't think so. I think they said I thought they said just like 2019. Like, it's still going to be 2019.
I think it's just like fall.
Yeah, quarter 4 2019.
Okay. I mean, so yeah, it's
This year, baby.
this year, baby.
We
And
get
like
to
I
play
said,
Luigi's Mansion into the release of Animal Crossing. We got.
it's
plenty
gonna
of
be like that. It's gonna happen in no time. So this was a good E3 if you're a Zelda fan.
Yeah. Well, wait.
Just in general.
There's more.
But if you're a Zelda fan, you really got a silver platter handed to you. So first off, a quick thing you can get out of the way. It's been announced before, but they announced the release date for Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring Legend of Zelda.
The full
Yeah, they just
As a
added
mouthful.
a bunch onto it at the last minute.
But yeah,
It's out.
I thought it was I thought it was going to be. I was going into it thinking like, oh, this is going to be a shadow drop. This is going to be like, and it's available right now. But it was like 2 days. It was like 2 days later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We
close
won't.
enough.
We won't like
As a-
talk about it, but for too much, I don't think. But like that game.
Yeah,
is
because
fucking
it's-
good.
that game is incredible. All I'm gonna say is while you are waiting for, like, if you're a fan of Crypt of the Necrodancer, pick it up. If you are hungry for a 2D Zelda game while you wait for Link's Awakening, pick it up.
If you want Link to the Past randomizer, but an official game, get
like,
this one.
Pick it up. It's a great game. I'm looking forward to playing. Yeah, go ahead.
Me and Megan were co-oping it, and Megan's my roommate, and Megan just goes, "You know what I just realized? This is Magfest the game." like it is just like Zelda remixes with a rhythm game, and
It's so
like not,
crazy.
It is crazy that this game exists, and it's
Like
awesome.
looking at going to the credits of the game and seeing like the music, like, it's like thanks for the music, and seeing like Danny Baranowski. I was like, what am I looking at? What?
it is Magfest the game.
It's crazy. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like I said, not gonna say much else, but just like if you were thinking about that game at all, you owe it to yourself to pick it up.
Pick it up
Mhm.
only because like the people who made that game gave a shit. Like they really gave a shit.
They really gave it shit, and it shows. It shows. So as I was saying, while you're waiting for Link's Awakening, they showed off more Link's Awakening. That game still looks great.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yes.
ate their fucking words because this game looks awesome, like we all fucking knew it would.
Yeah.
I like that they went back and changed the Goomba.
They
Yeah.
changed-
Made him look happy.
the initial reveal, they showed the
That's
Goombas
dedication.
in the 2D side-scrolling segment, and they just looked like Goombas. And
Yeah,
then they
it-
went back
was the
and
model
made
from
them,
Odyssey.
and then they made them look off-model.
We got you.
They went back and made them look like the weirdo Goombas from
Yeah.
Link's Awakening. So we're gonna see Anti-Kirby. We're gonna see Wart.
Yeah, Wart is
Oh
good.
man, I can't wait to see Wart.
This game still looks great.
Yeah.
It looks so much fun to play. They showed off, and this is I had this on my bingo board, that we were gonna see a Link's Awakening gameplay trailer revealing new feature / mechanic which we did because they showed off the chamber dungeon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Zelda.
Yeah, so Zelda not replacing the color dungeon, it's replacing the photo hut, I think.
Yeah, because color dungeon's still in there.
Color dungeon's still in there.
No photo hut?
No photo hut, sadly.
We don't get to see the cool picture of Link running away from the chain chomp.
No.
We'll get that in the credit sequence. In the credit sequence, we'll show this.
Oh, dude. Hey, if they do that, I'm gonna flip.
I'm marking out.
I'm marking out. But yeah, they chamber dungeon, which, as Robbie put, it's more or less Zelda Maker. You get tiles of rooms from like pre-existing Link's Awakening dungeons, and you can assemble them into a dungeon.
Yeah.
And there are like challenges that you can do to make like a dungeon in a certain way. And it looks like a really neat addition. You can share your dungeons. It's icing on top of what already looks to be a fantastic release.
It's good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I like it.
I want to use my vouchers on it, but I guess you gotta wait until like you can preload them.
Yeah,
case.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say? You have to wait until like closer to release?
We'll wait until like you can preload them.
Oh yeah, like when it's on the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Makes sense.
I have Mario Maker 2 on lock.
Yeah.
Day one on site.
It's on site, baby. They've got a little amiibo. They got an amiibo of Link. I got
on site.
I got that shit.
Yeah, also on lock.
I got that shit on lock.
I was so surprised to see an amiibo that wasn't Smash.
Yeah, it's cool that they're still supporting it.
Yeah.
Because since Breath of the Wild, have we gotten like a new amiibo that wasn't Smash Brothers?
No, I don't.
It's been a while.
I don't think so.
The last, the only one that comes to mind is the fucking like Diablo Treasure Goblin.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah.
That was a thing, yeah.
But other than that, no, not a whole lot of amiibo that aren't Smash related. So this is a fun thing to see. They got that Link's Awakening like collector's edition that has a steel bookcase that looks like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
It all looks good. I'm looking forward to it. Grezzo, they revealed, is the one handling that game, so they continue to do great work with Zelda titles. So yeah, it looks good. September 20th, can't wait.
I can't wait to play Link's Awakening, and then once I'm done, I get to jump into Luigi's Mansion.
Hopefully. If they're both September.
Luigi's Mansion, the release date, draft
Halloween.
your tweets November 15th.
Oh shit.
Draft your tweets.
Right.
Can you just also get a like really ridiculous sounding like leak ready for when you get that right?
Yeah. Okay. When that prediction is correct. Sorry, when that leak is correct, Sans is an assist trophy.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
Hey,
you. Fuck you.
Hate to break it to you.
Hey, Sans has got to be an assist because it's Frisk, baby.
No, Papyrus is playable. That's why.
Yeah.
He's a clone of K. Rool. He throws the spaghetti.
Yeah, there you go.
We've laid this out.
What happened at the end of the direct dev?
So at the end of the direct, some people pointed out, like some journalists and stuff, or people that got to see some of the direct early, was like, hey, for us, just so y'all know, for us, Banjo was the last thing in the direct. So we didn't see what came out after, because what happened after the announcement of Banjo in Smash was a trailer for the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Its current title.
In development.
Feels good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It looks good. Zelda's got short hair.
I think they said it's gonna be the same map, more or less.
They were talking. Yeah, there've been some interviews with Aonuma where he was saying, like, I really wanted to like revisit this world and stuff like that. So
he wants to put things in it.
Yeah. So so and obviously no like gameplay yet. So how drastically different, if at all, the overworld is, we'll see.
Right.
I'm obviously curious as someone who was a big fan of Breath of the Wild.
Right.
And is also just interesting to hear them talk about, because there are a lot of people asking like, so why isn't this like DLC? Why isn't this an expansion of the first game?
No, I mean,
and they were
this
like,
was totally the route they needed to go.
And there was like saying like Aonuma was literally saying like, yeah, we just had like, we would literally keep having ideas for DLC for Breath of the Wild 1, and it's like, we should just like make another one. So they
Mario
like
Galaxy
Galaxy,
2 is
you know?
one of the best Mario games ever made, so I'm okay with that mentality.
I mean,
Yeah.
This is like a similar situation to where, Majora's Mask was made, reusing that same sort of engine.
And they did say that this game would be in a dark tone like Majora's Mask is, which I don't believe, but like they did
So yeah, that...
So yeah,
We'll see.
People took that
to
quote...
everybody making the fan art, I think when Gan comes back, I don't think it's going to be quite so friendly. I love the fan art. I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like, I don't know, man.
I don't see it.
I absolutely want the game where like Ganon has like the Triforce of Courage. Like you give Zelda like power. Maybe I get you just switch it around. I want that game. I don't think this is it.
I don't know.
It's not Ganon, baby. It's Demise. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Oh, that would be a twist.
It's Demise.
Yeah, like obviously, as the interesting thing about the trailer, because it's after the events of Breath of the Wild 1, so the trailer is like Link and Zelda exploring like these ruins together, like clearly Zelda having a more active role in the game, and so the natural reaction for people would then be like, please.
I still love the theory that they made her hair shorter just so it doesn't clip anywhere when you play as her.
like people, like that's what people like. If that's what people want playable Zelda, and I want those people to get what they want. Yeah. I also really hope that people temper their expectations.
Yeah.
There's so much, because like it's speculation has been running rampant. We're not hosting a Breath of the Wild speculation podcast, but imagine that, basically. Just like
think for a moment.
People running wild, like people like translating the like Hylian text that shows up for like a frame. It kind of just exploded. So I'm very much looking forward to whatever that ends up being.
Hey, Breath of the Wild, popular game.
Definitely. So there are a couple of other noteworthy titles that were announced in this direct. Not as big, I'd say, as the hard hitting first party titles, but just
I'll tell you what's big though.
Just some things we could.
Eggman's feet.
No, all right.
Eggman's feet.
Eggman's feet. So they showed gameplay footage of Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympic Games 2020 for the Nintendo Switch. You can see Eggman. You can see Mario's feet. You can see Eggman's feet. You can see Wario's feet. You cannot see Sonic's feet.
You will never see Sonic. It won't happen.
You will never see Sonic.
You see Sonic in a shirt. You won't see his feet
until the Sonic movie comes out.
Not for nothing. And I don't want to plug myself too much here. At MagWest 2018, I ran a panel where I delved deep into the lore behind Sonic's feet. We have never seen, and I don't think ever will, see Sonic's feet. But from Sonic Forces, we can kind of imagine what they look like. And
right.
I just want to throw this out here.
My
Sonic
God.
has the situation where it's like the big toe, and then like the one other like giant toe.
Yeah.
That's like supposed to be the other little ones, which goes in direct contrast with Big the Cat, who is visibly wearing sandals and has no toes. So I just want to throw this out here. It's all fucked up.
It's all fucked up.
I want to know, like, if in the movie, like based on leaks, I think there's like going to be at least one part where they you would see his feet. I want to know like what lengths they had to go to
I think there is gonna be absolutely be a scene where Sonic's kicking back and he's like, time to let these little toesy woesies come on out.
And then the cop's gonna go, those stink, and he's like, what? I'm all natural.
He's like, I'll take my shoes off for a reason.
And then the camera zooms in on the foot, and then he does like a little toe jiggle.
It's just like a hard. It's like a hard zoom in. You can hear the microphone on the camera like pressing against it.
And it's weird because they just stay on it for like another 20 minutes.
It's like the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm really glad everybody in this game gets new costumes based on the events.
No. If we can actually talk about the game for a second, it's Sega continues to make like some of the best looking Mario games.
Ironically enough, yes.
It's
like
it's crazy. That game looks so good. It looks so fun. I
hope
can't wait.
The music is just as good as the past few.
It's probably
games.
Oh, undoubtedly.
They're gonna go nuts. It's the Tokyo 2020. Like, they're gonna go fucking wild.
Do you think they'll have any Odyssey remixes?
Game? Are you kidding me? Like, Superman's gonna be in it.
God, I hope there's Odyssey remixes. I want to hear Sega's sound team do Odyssey.
Tony Hawk in.
There will be, because there's going to be a dream course. Another leak. There's going to be a dream course for the skateboarding minigame, and it takes place in New Donk City.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
There you go.
It's just like a school level from Tony Hawk.
Yep.
They have basketball in there, I think. And it's going to be changed to New Dunk City.
Someone hire this guy.
Nintendo, hire me.
Nintendo, hire this man. It looks good. Mario and Sonic, the Olympic Games, looks good. I'm looking forward to picking it up. They also have this, like... Sega is also making a regular ass Tokyo Olympic Games 2020 game that is pretty much decidedly just Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, but it's just people.
Yeah, don't sleep on that. That looks good.
Like PlayStation, Xbox, I assume.
Like,
yeah, don't sleep on that one.
The same kind of like UI is different, but like the mini games and all of that look just like the same.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying the same as a bad thing. But yeah, it's like it looks good, and it's got like character customization, so you can just make people. It looks good.
Do not sleep on it. It's gonna be good.
I think it's Switch and PS4.
Okay, because what I want to hope is if you look in the files on like the not Switch version, you still find like all the Mario and Sonic models in there.
Yeah, you just get like Mario T-posing.
Yeah. Mario PS4, finally.
Mario real. It looks.
He's real.
I'm looking forward to it. I forget if they said a release date or not.
Hopefully sometime this year.
Yeah. This next one is one that got teased around a little bit before E3. I know Robbie is definitely a big fan of this one. At the Nintendo Direct, they announced No More Heroes 3.
Henshin!
The big fat 3.
Henshin.
What? Like, I didn't see the Fuckheads trailer.
Is it the 4th of July, or is the Empire striking back?
When Travis was walking down a hallway and he goes, things got a little fucky around here. I was like, hell yeah!
No, he said funky.
He said
fucky.
The trailer you watched.
He said that's the funny thing, is that they had the trailer for No More Heroes 3 in the Direct. And then they released a Fuckhead edition after the fact, which is the explicit version. It's not uncensored, because there is still something that gets censored. But yeah, he says that in the explicit trailer, he says fuckheads, and and in the Nintendo trailer, he's like, things got a little funky around here. And yeah, he says, things got a little fucky around here.
What did he say when he did it in the non-fuckhead version? Did he say get lost?
Yeah, I think he said, I don't know if he said, because I think he said get lost. I don't know if he said anything.
No, he said something when he.
It might have just been get lost.
Yeah, get lost.
So when he's in Smash, that's what he's gonna say.
Yeah, when he's in Smash, it will zoom in on his mouth and it will slow down, and you'll see. Look it.
He's gonna mouth it, but it'll say get lost.
I love the idea of Travis being in Smash, and then like when he goes to swear, it's censored, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, he's just mad.
Yeah.
That's too good. That's too good.
Yeah, No More Heroes 3. They didn't show any gameplay.
No.
But if you beat Travis Strikes Again, you might have had the opportunity to see a little sneak peek. That's
Totally.
I love that ending bit.
Do yourself a favor. If you're excited for No More Heroes 3 and you think that Travis Strikes Again is a kind of a weird spin-off that isn't good, it is a No More Heroes game. Play that fucking game. If you have even an ounce of care towards Suda51 products in general, play that fucking game. It is such a love letter to the game industry, not to the bullshit marketing behind it, but to the people who make it. It is such a good fucking game. Like,
I still think
don't
about
sleep on it.
Yeah, I still think about. I want to play more of it. Honestly, I still think about that game coming out and then a week later patching in a new intro.
Yeah, like they it's so fucking good.
It's great. Even, like, God bless you, Suda51. You absolute madman.
Yeah,
it's great.
It is excellent. Having like beaten that game 100%, No More Heroes 3 is going to be very, very good based on what they kind of talked about in Travis Strikes Again. It's going to be very fucking good. And if you watched our reactions to it when Travis walked out of the house, I was like, that's not Travis, because they announced something fucking crazy in Travis Strikes Again, which makes me say like, oh, that's not Travis. And
that's
honestly,
not Travis.
I still kind of believe that.
But then he transformed into a robot, and then the robot transformed into Travis.
Yeah.
Without knowing that they teased 3 at the end of that, I was actually kind of surprised to see it so soon, because I felt like Strikes Again didn't come out too long ago. It was a nice surprise to see it.
Yeah, I could talk about the ending of Travis Strikes Again, which is like not like the spoiler ending, but like the kind of the Easter egg post credits. If y'all want to hear that,
sure, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm down.
Just push. Cover your ears now.
Skip ahead to this time if you
spoilers.
Skip ahead like 5 minutes.
Once you get to like the post credit scene, it zooms out, like it fades in to just like Travis standing, and then you realize, oh, I can press the control stick. So then like you start moving around in this like basically debug test level that has like gray like scale like square patterns, and you have an attack button, and you can control the camera with the right stick. And like you realize suddenly, oh, I'm playing No More Heroes 3 right now. So then like
you are like in the Unreal test room.
Yeah, you're in an Unreal test room, and then you see an enemy standing over there, and then when you like, because you can attack, you have like a basic combo. So when you run up to that thing, Travis stops and he goes, "What do you think you're doing? What are we doing? We're in development."
My god!
And then it like closes, and then it shows the Santa Destroy logo, and that's basically like, hey, you just played No More Heroes 3 for a split second.
That's fun.
That's the last thing that you get to do in that game, and it's like, oh, it feels good.
Oh my god, I kind of wish I didn't hear that now.
Hey, I won't.
What a power
if you don't
move.
want to like me just saying it does not explain how good it feels to move the camera around Travis.
Oh
in
no,
that.
you tell me that just sold me on it.
Feels
oh yeah, no,
awesome.
I bet. I'm still gonna play. I'm still gonna try to get through that game regardless.
Yeah, even just the ending
I gotta
of it,
get
like
some
the
spare
final
cash. I gotta pick that up.
It's cheap too. You can get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
You missed some shit.
So they also talked a bit more about Astral Chain some more. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, yeah. I mean, like it's the game. It still looks like it's gonna be fun.
To be fair, I wasn't excited about Wonderful 101 until like the week before that game came out. I'll probably feel the same.
That's
with
fair.
This.
Yeah, like it's still like you're gonna get that like platinum guarantee trademark. I feel where it'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
I think
this is their post Star Fox Zero Nintendo game, so we'll like it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of contract announcements. This was kind of So they announced. I think it was first they announced the Contra Collection.
No.
Wait.
It was the new Contra game they showed off.
Okay, so they showed off
yeah.
Contra Rogue Core. Or is that the name of it?
I think that's
Yes.
the name of it.
Rogue Core. I was thinking of Contra
Yeah.
Hardcore, which is the
Good
Genesis
name.
one.
Genesis game, yeah.
Well,
So yeah,
good
Rogue
names.
Core. It's coming to Switch and PS4. It's just a new Contra game. It's got it's like isometric.
Yeah, it's
like a top-down.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting take.
Yes.
And then they
It
also
looked rough.
it looked rough on Switch at the very least.
Yeah, but like a rough that I want to try.
Yeah. I'm curious to see more. Maybe not the Switch version, but you know. And then they also announced. I don't think this was an announcement. This might have been announced prior to this, but they announced that the Capcom Contra Collection is coming to the Switch, which is just anything like Contra related is coming to the Switch. Freaking what's the game called? It's like Protectorate or something.
It's called
Probotector.
Probotector, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like anything Contra, except for maybe like a PS2 Contra or something. Is on that thing.
And
The one they're
4,
missing is
probably.
Contra 4. Like that's a
Yeah.
very big
The-
deal,
like, the
just 'cause
way-
Contra 4 is awesome.
That's the way forward one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want just about everything else Contra, there you go.
It's that game needed a collection desperately. Like Contra
Absolutely.
is such a I feel like not for nothing, like Contra is kind of like an underrated side scroller shooter. Like I feel like a lot of people talk about like Metal Slug when they think about like that, but like Contra is still so fucking good, so solid. All that like all those gameplay, all those bosses, they're just so much fun. All the weapons, like especially like Super C is really, really good. I feel like a lot of people like don't really talk about it. And Contra 3 is one of the best games ever made. Like,
Contra's
that game is
definitely underrated.
So yeah, that I was very excited when they announced that. Just because it's like if I want to play Contra, that's what I'm going to be doing. Like I'm going to be popping that open and playing Super C because that's what I did with my Wii. Like when I got the Wii and like Super C came out, I was like, oh, I'm getting that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Contra's good.
Contra's good.
Yeah.
You now have a convenient way to play it on the go.
Yeah.
So speaking of kind of out of left field announcements, there were definitely a couple here. At least they were out of left field if you maybe didn't keep your ear to the ground at GameFAQs. One of those, actually, I don't think this was leaked. One of those being a remake of Panzer Dragoon.
It's crazy.
I did not think I would see
in the same weekend. We got a remake of Panzer Dragoon, and we got Phantasy Star Coming to America.
Insane.
How did I freaking forget about the
Oh, yeah,
announcement that Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to the West in 2020?
Sega is back. We're going to see that Sega console. The Genesis Mini. There you go.
There you go.
They're going to use the funding from the Genesis Mini to make the Dreamcast 2.
Yeah.
Okay, listen
this
to me
time
right
it will
now.
be thinking.
This is a leak. You will see a new Jet Grind radio.
Holy fuck. No, we won't. We're going to see a new Sakura Wars cube.
Yeah.
That poll came out. People
After
care
Sakura.
more about Sakura Wars than they do Jet Set Radio. Cube.
Hold on, I'm getting a call from my source. We're finally getting a good Monkey Ball game.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Roll down. I still maintain that if Jet Grind
Coming
Radio
soon.
run that thing, they would have just said, well, that's nice. Anyway.
Ugh.
Billy Hatcher AR game coming soon.
Young Billy, it's going to be called.
A fucking VR Monkey Ball.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Imagine the motion sickness.
Yeah, just put the helmet on and throw up immediately.
Motion sickness and fear of heights. That would be terrible.
It looks beautiful. It's coming to Switch. It's coming to PS4. Again, something that if you weren't paying attention to leaks, did not think this was ever going to happen. That collection of mana, they call it.
Yeah.
The first
totally right.
that collection of games, the first one, Final Fantasy Adventure, as it is known here, Secret of Mana, and then for the first time ever in America, Trails of Mana is coming. So they announced that they're bringing that collection over, and actually before they even announced that, this was following an announcement of a complete from the ground up remake of Trails of Mana. It's like, so to go from this game and never being in America to being like, here, you're gonna play it twice, goddammit.
Yeah.
So they got that remake coming out, and then the Collection of Mana was actually, that was a shadow drop. That's available right now.
Yeah.
And you can pick that up if you want it. That's crazy.
That's fun.
That remake also just completely blows that Secret of Mana remake out of the water. It's crazy. So that was good to see, especially if you're a fan of those games. That was a good announcement. I feel like that's a... What? You okay? I feel like that was about it as far as Nintendo goes.
There was a Dragon Quest and Fire Emblem and Indie Sizzle Reel.
Yeah, but as far as like stuff that we're gonna talk about,
Yes,
I will say that Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition that's coming to Switch, that is really like such a like. If you bought this game anywhere else before this, fuck you.
Yeah, really.
Because that game
Really?
that version of that game has everything, like orchestral additions, like them talking about in the Nintendo Treehouse segment for that game, talking about like, so yeah, in the 3DS version that only came out in Japan, I was like, fuck you, I wanted that one. They got the 2D mode, and like that is really like that is. When they say, definitive edition, like that seems like that is actually the place to play that game if you haven't already, or if you have.
I felt about a fucking with Hyrule Warriors. I was like, when they were talking about, the fairy mini game for the 3DS, I was like, fuck you. But then I should have played that.
I have the 3DS version and I never unlocked that shit. I don't know how you unlock that shit.
Christ.
Good direct.
It was a really good direct. Yeah. I was really...
Rate the direct out of 7.
Out of... Why 7 in particular?
Just out of 7.
Honestly, I'd say that was a 7.
Oh, okay.
I was really happy with that direct.
Yeah. Same here.
I give it 8 jiggies.
I would give it, out of 7, I would give it a solid 5.5.
Okay. Why the missing 1.5?
Besides Breath of the Wild 2, they really only, for first-party Nintendo titles at least, they only really announced release dates.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of being nitpicky, but like I do want to see like what else are like all of those teams going to be working on.
Yeah, because they were like we have other. I think
we know Retro's making something. We know Metroid is still in development. We know Bayonetta 2. Like we there's a lot of things that we honestly really don't know.
Robbie, you just jogged my memory, man.
Yeah,
we did not see Retro's new game at all. Like,
nope.
What were they
probably
working on?
Probably because they're not making it anymore.
They're not
working on a Metroid. Well, not working on it isn't canceled, but like that was definitely
that breaks my heart.
They probably absolutely had to push that to the side.
There's a lot of things that like because like they did announce a new Animal Crossing, and of course we were going to see it, but like we know we know what those games are going to be controlling like and what they're looking like. But there's some games that we legitimately have never seen before.
I will say though, if they didn't, I think they could not have delayed Animal Crossing again and didn't show it.
Yeah, right. That's true. Animal Crossing being there is something that they absolutely should have done. Like I'm not disagreeing with that, but like. I don't know. I feel like if you tacked on another 20 minutes, I wouldn't complain.
I agree with you. Like the heavy hitters that they had at that direct, they definitely hit hard.
Yes.
But they were definitely sparse.
Yeah.
And they they're saying like we have other titles and stuff working on through 2019. It's like we could have showed them.
Yeah.
I would have been.
This direct.
It would have been nice to see.
This direct could have been like a 10 out of 10 for me, but because like some of the announcements in it were like really good. Animal Crossing's great. The Smash characters were fantastic. Breath of the Wild 2, but like there was a lot of dry moments in the middle.
Yeah, like when they were talking about like the Dark Crystal game. I was like,
yeah. Like, I'm a huge Jim Henson fan, and I'm like, what the fuck, Nintendo? What are you showing this for?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like, this is a
Like-
real. It's like Stranger Things 3 of the game. I was like, okay.
I will say that like this, the way that they did this E3, I think was fine, just based on the fact that the month prior we got every single like detail that we would ever need to know about Mario Maker 2, and like what Pokemon Sword and Shield was going to be, because those are the only two games that I really think they could have like kind of popped into those directs, which they did. They did like, oh, Mario Maker 2 coming out and Sword and Shield. Don't forget about Sword and Shield. We talked about that previously. But, like, but like I feel like they kind of did those directs further just because they had so much to talk about. Yeah. So like I understand why they didn't try to condense those down to put into this E3 direct, but at the same time, it's like we didn't really like those games where we didn't really fucking know anything about them. But I digress. It was a good direct. I loved everything about it, but like there's still some things that I don't know about that I would love to just an update about. Give me a dev to come out and be like, yeah, we're still working on it. Here's a screenshot. Like,
yeah, like I definitely think I definitely understand why people would like to see. Obviously, no, I'd like to see Metroid Prime 4 too. I want to see where that game is. However, I would be surprised if that game is in a showable state, to be honest.
Like, I definitely felt like this E3 was going to be just a lot of for Nintendo specifically, there's going to be a lot of here is more information about all the stuff you know about, like, you know what we're going to have.
Right.
Maybe there's going to be a few surprises, which there were, but you know, the info they gave was good. I enjoyed it. It made me happy.
I mean, if those leaks are right, like they're making a new WarioWare.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We should talk about that a little bit.
I was almost expecting a 2D Metroid for Mercury Steam, but
because there are those rumblings, like
so there was so Vergaben,
classic Vergaben, who we
classic Vergaben
on this podcast.
We did say he was canceled. Fans of the show will remember him as a prominent leaker for Smash Ultimate. We kind of blasted him out because he said that the first DLC character would be Square Enix, which they were not. And he kind of admitted in this one where he was like, "Hey, I have no idea like in what order these DLC characters are going to be." He was still gung ho about Erdrick, which I mean that ended up being right, in a way. But yeah, he had this whole list of all sorts of different leaks across E3, a different thing, like, and not Nintendo specific, or not just Nintendo, but stuff like, Fallout 76 is going to get human NPCs and also a Battle Royale mode. Watch Dogs. Here's what it's called. Watch Dogs 3. There was some other the Secret of the Collection of Mana coming to the West. Project Scarlet. And like the various information about that.
I think he also called Dragon Ball Kakarot.
Yeah, Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Project Z, I think it was called before. It got the subtitle Dragon Ball Kakarot. But yeah, it was just like thing after thing after thing where I was watching these conferences and I was looking back at that leak. I was like, okay, that's another one. Okay, that's another one. That's another one.
This was definitely the E3 of leaks.
Yeah, that
definitely.
yeah,
Vergaben
looking
and
at fucking
that
Namkai
Sabi
Bando
person.
Yeah.
Did I say Namkai Bando? Go on. Yeah, Sabi also. Rest in peace.
Rest in fucking peace, Sabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Though, I want to point out one thing. I don't think, Sabi did not get to leak anything Nintendo related.
No.
Vergaben did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the main point difference between
them. I don't even want to get Vergaben credit for Banjo. Like, Shinobi was saying that days before Vergaben.
Vergaben didn't even... I don't think Vergaben even said Banjo for this one. He was just talking about Erdrick, which is because he's been talking about him before.
He did talk about Banjo. He specifically was like, I heard about Banjo. But
no, you're right.
99% in was his words.
I remember.
He said 99%.
And he said that like a day after Shinobi said it, and I'm like, you piggybacker.
Yeah, Shinobi was definitely, he was the big tease, which up until the Nintendo Direct, I was like, stop, you gotta stop saying it. Your life is in danger.
He said it once and his life was almost forfeit.
Because what happens when you say this and then they don't announce Banjo at
you're dead.
Direct? Like, you're dead. You're dead, you die. Like, that's what happens.
pitchfork time.
Like,
I'm gonna kill you.
Chivalry, like the game Chivalry, like everybody storms your house.
But so I'm glad that he was right. Just so the fact that he can continue to live.
That fucking scene from the Simpson movie with all the torches, but it's the Smash community.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, so it was just thing after thing after thing on that list from Vergaben that turned out to be right. And then there were two things at the bottom which did not get announced at E3. So keep this in the back of your heads. And obviously, stop now, even though one of them was already said. Stop now if you don't want spoilers. That leak suggested that there would be a new WarioWare for the Switch, as well as something called Metroid 5. And
it was a new 2D Metroid.
A new 2D Metroid game, yeah. And not much more information about that. Those two things were not announced at E3, so keep that in the back of your head for like a future direct, maybe this year or something.
I would
fingers
love
crossed.
Probably in January.
I would love a new WarioWare.
I would love
those
new
games are great. The people who work on it are great. I would love a new 2D Metroid game on a screen that I can look at.
Yeah, like
I'm into that.
Like Samus Returns, really good.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to play an HD 2D Metroid game.
Let
God,
me
yeah.
please, I beg you, play a Metroid game with a controller. That's all I want. I just want to play a new Metroid game with a controller.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the stylus. I don't want to have to crunch my hands on a Game Boy Advance and then on a Game Boy Advance SP. I don't want to crunch my hands around a Wiimote. Let me play a new fucking Metroid game with a controller.
With a controller, yeah.
One day.
So I really hope those end up happening. I would be curious to see what a new WarioWare would look like, but also, to be honest, after Gold, I feel like I've had my fill personally.
I got 2 words for you. Advanced Rumble.
They could.
You're gonna get to feel Wario's mustache.
Oh yeah, HD Rumble. Oh my god, yes.
You're gonna feel him fart.
Yeah, you will. When he farts, you will feel the air move across your fingers.
I mean, now that we are back to a controller that could conceivably be used in a similar way to a Wiimote, I mean, I say you do smooth moves too. Smooth moves.
I love
was
smooth moves.
Such an imaginative game.
I got it.
Labo.
Wario says these micro games aren't working out. We need micro systems, and it's a full Labo set of like different things that you could do with AR.
Oh, fuck.
Can I just say I really want them to go the full mile and like make like the cardboard that you get for like the WarioWare Labo look like shit.
Yeah, it's like all duct taped. Like,
yeah,
there's
like drawings on it. Like
it's already
drawings
got.
And gold.
It's like pizza boxes.
Every oh my god, I would pay $100.
Mono's pizza
I would
boxes.
pay $100 for like a different type of cardboard controller for everything, and in between the micro games you have to quickly switch them out. So like there's like 5 around you and it's like, oh,
that's
shit,
what I
Jimmy's
thought.
micro game. Okay, I gotta grab this. Oh, I gotta grab
that's
that.
That's what I was thinking when they were doing more and more Labo stuff. It was like they really need like a set where it's just like, 5 sort of like kind of generic Labo that you can like. It's like, hey, this upcoming micro game is gonna need to use this one, so get your Switch out of this one and put it in there.
Yeah.
Think fast.
Yeah, think fast. Break your Switch.
They kind of do that in the driving minigame in Labo, because it's like, oh, you're in the car, but if you want to switch to the submarine, you got to take the controller out and then put the key into the other controller, and then you got to switch over. Oh, I got to fly now.
Yeah.
So then you switch over the key into the other thing, and that would be awesome if it was like, you have a key, and then you have to quickly put that into like a fishing line, and then you have to like that's the crank mini game, and then there's like, oh, there's a button pushing mini game, so it's a big button that you have to press like Price is Right style, like
yeah.
That would be awesome.
They even do something kind of like that in WarioWare Gold, where because it's it's a mashup of most of the WarioWare games, so you've got like. Twisted, you got Touched, and stuff in there. So they've got all of these different play styles of WarioWare games, and then there's a mode where they throw all the different kinds of you at once. So it's like, all right, this one you gotta press buttons. Oh, okay, this one you gotta twist. This one you gotta use a touchscreen. So they kind of throw all these different play styles at you at once. So I could very much see something like that, where they somehow make it work, where that you are swapping between all of these different Labo inventions.
Yeah.
This conversation turned me around on a new WarioWare game. I'm in. I'm on board.
Hell yes.
I would love if they did that. The pessimist in me says it's just HD Rumble stuff, but the optimist says, "Hey, Labo's out. Let's go crazy with it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they give a Labo to one Nintendo like actual franchise, it's gotta be WarioWare.
Yeah.
Wario would. Oh, that sounds so much fun.
And then also
my
there's
wallet
gonna be
would hate that game, but that sounds so much fun.
there's gonna be a bonus little mode called WarioWare PR. It's like PEE.
Oh yeah.
Holy fuck.
No, it's called
It's just gonna be.
It's called Waluigi's VR, and that's and you get to look around Waluigi's room and how gross it is.
Yeah, and then you look down and then you are Waluigi.
And then you look.
Oh no!
And then you get trapped.
Oh,
and then you
no.
get sucked inside the switch, and then you can't get out. Yeah.
You try to take off the helmet. There's no helmet.
There's no
How do
helmet. Yeah.
you take off
You get what you pay
take
for.
off the Labo helmet, but you're still looking around at Waluigi's room.
Oh my god!
Oh,
You look
man.
in the mirror. Now he's you.
It's just turned into a
Stolen
horror
your
movie.
life.
Not to stick on this for too long, but what if it's like Wario recycles a bunch of old Nintendo peripherals? So it's like you have a light gun game, and then you have like a grab hand game, and then the VR one is a broken
Virtual Boy!
Yeah.
You just build a bootleg broken.
Like,
Yeah,
dude,
Wario's like, I'm gonna rip off Nintendo, and then like he makes his own like bootleg Nintendo products.
Like, dude, they have in the Labo VR thing, they have like VR videos, and the one where it is just like the intro to Mario Tennis on the Virtual Boy in VR. I'm like, God, guys, you guys have been talking about Virtual Boy games for so long.
Yeah.
Please.
That'd be awesome.
Those would be really cool. New Metroid, new Wario. I'm in.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Same here.
And Vergaben, you're uncanceled for now.
You're on our good side again, Vergaben. I know that you've been wondering where.
I know you've been scared. I know you've been
Yeah.
scared of facing the DownAir podcast scorn, but we will spare you for now.
You are spared. I guess there were some other things at E3.
Yeah, there were. I
Yeah.
guess there were other things that weren't Nintendo.
Battletoads looks good.
They got Battletoads. They have Battletoads.
Art style's great.
I'm still like, admittedly, I was not particularly hot on the Battletoad style when they announced it. I'm still like, I'm still kind of iffy about it, just because I haven't really had. They didn't really like show the game very much. Like
You had to like
They didn't.
you had to squint.
pause the gameplay in order to like
Like,
actually see what
they
the hell's
showed a
going
lot
on.
of like the same idle animations of the three characters, and then like, yeah, in the top right corner they showed the game being played. It's like, no, I want to see that.
Yeah,
just show us the
then it
gameplay,
flies
damn
away.
it.
Yeah, so I would definitely. I'm curious about it because, like, you know, new Battletoads. But I'm definitely. Is my reaction.
They need
Yeah.
to speed that game up
That too.
considerably.
Yes.
It's a little
We need
slow.
Hyper
I'll admit
Toads.
that.
Make me hate playing that game. I love the Battletoads series. Make it feel like it is fighting against me to get through that game.
Okay, I paid $15 for this game. It is beating me up at every turn. I hate it. I'm pissed. Perfect. Could not.
When's
do
the
it better.
DLC coming out?
I will say the part that I was not hot on that game until they showed like that 3D racing part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
that
part
part
I
looks
was like,
nice.
okay, this is looking like Battletoads. All
That
right.
sold me, yeah.
But yeah, so
What else?
curious to see about that. This
Yeah.
was at Microsoft's conference, the next thing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
so
that
there was
Microsoft.
so this was an unexpected surprise. I think this might have been I think this was like a Chinese mobile game before this?
Yeah, I definitely found a video of it being demonstrated on an iPad.
So this is a game called I think the full name is RPG Time: The Legend of Wright.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it is this schoolboy notebook scrawl fever dream of an RPG, which Cube describes as Paper Mario being taken to its logical conclusion.
Which is true.
Which is where it's just an absolute hodgepodge of mixed media.
Yes.
Where you've got you literally have page after page of drawings in a notebook, animated. You have perler beads on a table meant to represent HUD elements. It is all over the place, and I am definitely I'm into it. I still want to see what playing it looks like.
Yeah.
What I was watching the trailer. I was like, wow, this is a lot. They are dedicated to this aesthetic. But then I was like, so what does it look like when you're playing it?
Yeah. You really need to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
And, even if it was just some Wrath of Asura's Wrath thing where you mostly just do quick time events, I would gladly put down my
as long as
how far they take that concept.
As long as I know what I'm getting into, if they're this is definitely a sort of narrative driven kind of linear experience. Yeah, fine. Sure, I would be into it. I'd be fine with that just for the look alone.
I got some deets. The platform is Xbox, PC, iOS, and Android.
Okay.
And apparently it isn't out yet, but it's going to be released at the same time on all of those platforms.
Okay.
About the team is called Deskworks.
Okay.
Deskworks is a Japanese development team specializing in indie games, and it is comprised of 2 people.
2 people. All right, so 2 people made that game.
A designer, and an artist.
Okay.
So I was impressed by the way that this game looked and how everything folded out. Now that I know that it's by 2 people, this game looks fucking great.
That's hey, yeah, that is some good work for 2 people. I still can't get over the music.
Yeah, the blatant Dragon Quest inspired
Yeah.
It is overt.
It is very overt, but I think it's fitting. Fitting in a I hope you don't get sued for this way.
Yeah, I was at first watching that thinking, is this some kind of Dragon Quest game?
Yeah,
kind of
exciting.
Indie game. A new indie game. Yeah. It's about it as far as kind of interesting things that came out of E3. I feel that we didn't already talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a slow year for E3. I was kind of thinking with all the talk between Nintendo and Microsoft, it might be a little more interesting. But otherwise, it's a transition year. New consoles are next year, and I feel there's been a lot of talk about, is E3 kind of dead? And kind of. It's there's talk. Not many people on the floor.
Sony not being there was very noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though. Judging from that last state of play or whatever they call it that they did, it definitely makes sense that they were not going to be at E3 because they realized hey, we have nothing to show right now.
They're putting the resources into PlayStation 5.
Anything that they the one thing that they maybe would have shown was Final Fantasy VII Remake, which we got plenty of already.
And Death Stranding.
Looks good.
I think Sony had things to show. I just think they didn't have anything to back it up. They could have shown us more Last of Us 2, but Last of Us 2 isn't out yet. It's not coming out anytime soon. They could have showed us the new Call of Duty. They have the marketing rights for Call of Duty, especially during E3.
Yeah.
But we got that trailer before E3 dropped. We know Ghost of Tsushima is coming out. We'd love to see Ghost of Tsushima. Not again, though. Everything that they would be showing us, they announced last year.
Yeah, they would probably be afraid of being, another repeat year, because I feel like they kind of got criticized for that before in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
especially last year, because last year was just you could tell they were
last year was
stalling.
weird.
Yeah.
It's the fucking weird theater Tent.
Yeah, God.
So I think by E3 next year, they're gonna have the PS5 on lock. They're gonna have probably a release date for all of those. Like Ghost of Tsushima, if it doesn't get a release date during some state of play in fucking February, like we're gonna figure out when all of those games are gonna be coming out. Probably by that E3, if not like at that E3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
E3 2020 is going to be a banner year.
hopefully.
E3 2021, we'll see.
Non-existent. No. But yeah, like ultimately, I think it was a smart move for them to not be there, but their absence was still felt nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because, like, Xbox had like a lot of announcements, sure, where they were saying like, we're gonna have 60 games to announce. It's like, hey, they sure did. Could I tell you half of them were a week later? No. I just don't remember a lot of it. And like they talked about their next console, sure, but as far as like what they had to say, really they did not have much more to say than Sony did with that Wired interview.
It's powerful.
It's powerful. 8K load times,
120 frames per second.
Backwards compatibility.
But not that backwards.
But
that
Sony
backwards.
not that backwards. Xbox is like bend over backwards compatibility. Yeah, so like Microsoft, I guess, definitely had the leg up just by virtue of being there, but also like not like as lasting of an impression,
Right,
as people thought it would.
No
be.
Cuphead DLC.
I know. I was looking forward to that.
I
Cuphead?
thought it was a lock. I thought we were totally going to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get. I hope that like comes out soon, at least.
When they
So
announced,
I will say,
when they announced Ori, sorry Cube, but when they announced Ori and they were like, "Oh, it's coming in 2020," I was like, "Is it fucking really? Like that's not soon."
Yeah.
I will say, breaking Cuphead news. Apparently, they got Tom Bancroft working on it, who is an old Disney animator.
Oh no shit!
I was just looking that up too.
Mulan, Lion King. Yep. Did a little art.
Oh, that's
That
fun.
is-
It's nice.
That Bugman looks weird, but this guy knows more about this stuff than me, so I'll live with it.
On the DLC, they had to explain what that was.
You know what? It's because I can't see Mugman's teeth.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh fuck! I just got it. Delicious
What,
last course.
You just got it. That's the
Oh man, that's great. When is it? Come out.
It could be out already. We saw you last E3.
Hashtag old school.
Hashtag old school 2D.
Oh man, fuck! What a game.
Yeah. Cuphead.
Playing it on Switch, it's
Still
great.
fun. But yeah, like that's why I was really glad that Nintendo's Direct was as good as it was, or at least had as strong announcements, as maybe sparse as they were, as they did, just because like after like Microsoft's conference, after Ubisoft's like Tom Clancy conference featuring Watch Dogs,
And a fucking Wii game.
Wii game, Gods and Monsters not like showing a game that may be cool, but then also not talking about it. I was really worried. It's like, man, is Nintendo like? I don't know. Like
Nintendo had a lot on their shoulders this year.
Yeah, I was like, if
Yeah.
if Nintendo doesn't deliver this E3, then maybe E3 is over. But no, they said like we still have faith in E3 as a place to show our games, and they showed that.
Yeah.
So I was very happy.
E3 this year? Alright.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Nintendo
I look
won
forward to it.
this E3.
By a landslide.
PC gaming show? You won this E3.
Ugh.
You, sir, have won the internet.
I'm glad that Square Enix had like an actual.
Yeah, actually,
Like,
Square Enix actually had a conference this
Yeah,
year.
that
Like,
was- that
after,
was
They
fun.
used it.
after the last one, where that's where they announced the Quiet Man, I was like, oh, what are they gonna do this
Yeah.
time?
Quiet Man
God,
2?
hey,
But hey,
this might just be me and Dev, but they they talked about some shit with Final Fantasy 14.
They talked about some shit with Final Fantasy 14. That was a pretty good for Final Fantasy fans. That was a pretty good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They had
Marvel
remake
fans.
They had remake. They had Crystal Chronicles. They had the next Final Fantasy 14 expansion. They had Final Fantasy 8 remastered, which that actually surprisingly that looks pretty good. Yeah, Square Enix was pretty confident. I would feel good about saying that like Nintendo is definitely my number one as far as conferences this year. Square Enix I'd put at 2. There was one.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
There was one thing at the end, I think, where I was like, It was Avengers.
Yeah.
When they started talking about Avengers and how, and they kept going, I was like, what are we doing? Stop.
Yeah, I was getting real sick of Avengers.
But other than that, that was definitely, that was a good conference. Everything else, though, was forgettable.
Doom Eternal.
Oh, hell yeah.
That game rules.
I'll be honest. I feel like the more I see of Doom Eternal, the less certain I feel about it.
That multiplayer mode definitely looks pretty rank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
I wish they went. I wish they went like a. I wish they just did the thing they said that you could do, which was invade other people's games. And it's like not that.
Can you not do that?
No, the multiplayer mode in this game is like the you versus the Revenant and the what's his name? The fucking thing with the 2 guns and he's big and
Cyber Demon?
No, the Mancubus.
Oh. It's like that, and then like one Doom guy, and then you can like spawn in different things instead of like just being able to like invade. So, like that's what I feel like I would spend a lot of time just being like an imp in some guy's game and just like running around in circles and making it so that he can't go to the next area. Like that's something I want to do.
Yeah, that sounds fucking fun.
I would do that, but also start a lot of infighting.
But even like beyond the multiplayer, just like looking at the game itself, like some of the segments where they showed like jump and like dash puzzles, I was like, this doesn't. I feel like I'm not really here for like platforming as much.
I loved the platforming in the original Doom or Doom 2016. I guess it's just it felt so good to move around that world. Like it's one of the only first person shooter games besides like big asterisk Half-Life where I was like this feels really good to just press the jump button.
Yeah, not even I should reword that. And it's not that I wasn't there for the platforming, but something about like the more kind of like gamey like platforming elements that they were adding.
Yeah.
Something about it just didn't like click 100%. And then also when they were showing like the combat, and it just seemed like really busy in a way that Doom 2016 wasn't.
They gave the Doom guy grappling hook and a sword, so I'm for it. I
still want to see more, and I would definitely still like to get my hands on it.
It's still got Mick Gordon. I'm sold.
Yeah.
There's definitely still like Doom in that game, so it is still like it is. I'm sure it'll be a fun time regardless. Or at least I hope it'll be a fun time regardless.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty likely.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Same here.
Like, yeah. It's a good episode, I think.
Good episode. Alright, E3. Good episode.
Yeah.
Was it a good episode? Comment down below.
I think this episode of the DownAir podcast is the best thing to come out of E3 2019.
That's true. I mean,
Definitely.
we announced like 3 games.
Yeah.
We leaked all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a fact.
If you have any questions or want to tell us about how smart we are, email us downairpodcast@gmail.com.
Send us an email, downairpodcast@gmail.com. You can add us at downairpodcast. Comment on the video. Ring the bell.
Jake, thanks for coming.
Yep.
No problem.
Jake, thanks for being here.
Where can people find you?
You can find me at Sponge the Squid at twitter.com. Follow me if you like a bunch of Banjo fan art, cute drawings, and lots of Banjo retweets right now. So if you're into all that, feel free to give me a follow.
Yeah.
Good time for it.
Yeah, good. There's never been a better time to be a bitch.
Jake has been Down Air alumni for the longest time, so it's great to finally have you on.
Yeah.
I listen to this podcast anytime you guys drop an episode. It's great to be here.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Good to catch up with old friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
And tonight, we are in one.
When they announce Mumbo Jumbo Playable, we'll also have you back on.
Oh, fuck. Don't put that idea in my head. Don't put that idea in my head.
Who will be... Okay, real quick. Who will be the assist trophy?
For Banjo? Well, let's see.
Steve.
Steve.
Not because Joker didn't get one.
It's gonna say we got Bottles, Grunty, and Mumbo in the stage, so, like...
Well, we saw Mumbo at the end of the bridge in
You
Spiral
saw
Mountain.
like 10 pixels.
So whether
of
or
Mumbo.
not that was Mumbo, whether or not that was the assist trophy of Mumbo, just really far away from.
Could you imagine?
Or Mumbo saying, Mumbo turn now.
Mumbo have things to say.
Mumbo gonna say it.
They didn't just get Grant back for the music. They needed to get Grant to record fucking Mumbo beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Hey, great time. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening as always.
Yep.
Hope you enjoy the episode as much as we do making it. Until next time.
Get jiggy with it.
Get jiggy with it. Hey,
Have
I'm
a
so glad the splash screen didn't say Banjo-Kazooie get jiggy with it.
Oh, I was
yes.
like, oh, they're gonna say get jiggy with it, or like, oh,
they're gonna say strikes a chord or something.
Yeah.
Raring to go.
Kazoo to you.
And have a go
Ready to
bananas.
fuck.